All right, so we're going to do the relationships in nature that we started yesterday. We're going to be on page 12 because we already read 1 through 11 yesterday. So 10 ways to avoid being a meal. Here are 10 ways preys avoid being eaten. 1. Be poisonous. Porcupine fish have sharp spines and poisonous skin, making them deadly if swallowed. 2. Blend in with the scenery. The Kalama butterfly uses camouflage to blend into its surroundings. By pressing its wings together over its back and resting against a twig, the Kalama looks like a dead leaf and goes unnoticed. Number 3, use your armor. The pangolin or scaly anteater is covered in sharp scales that act like armor. When threatened, it rolls up into a ball, protecting its belly. Number 4, run, swim, or fly away. The basilisk lizard escapes predators by running across the water on its back legs. Eventually, it slows down and swims away. The Costa Rican flying tree frog doesn't really fly. Its webbed feet help it glide through the air as it leaps from branch to branch. Number 5, play dead. Many predators won't eat animals that are already dead. The hog-nosed snake plays dead by lying on its back with its mouth hanging open. Number 6, taste bad. The poison arrow frog's colorful skin warns predators that it is poisonous. If eaten, the frog will be bad tasting. The hope is that the predator will spit out the frog and let it go. Number 7, spray something. The Texas horned lizard squirts toxic blood from its eyes. Skunks lift their tails to squirt a bad-smelling liquid that stings predators' eyes. Number 8, bite, scratch, or kick. A kangaroo bites, kicks, and uses its strong nails to defend itself. Number 9, lose it. Some lizards escape even after being caught by the tail. The tail can break off in the predator's mouth, allowing the lizard to scurry away. Number 10, warn each other. Prairie dogs bark to warn each other of danger. Then they disappear into burrows until it's safe to pop back up. Point. Reread and find 5 ways in which animals can be successful predators and 5 ways in which animals can avoid becoming prey. So that was 5 ways that they can be successful predators was on page 10 and 11. And 5 ways that they can avoid being eaten or becoming prey is on page 12 and 13. And on page 8, we read the word adapted. And that the adapted is how the prey will change to protect itself. And that some of the ways talked about on page 12 and 13 are the ways that those animals have adapted. For example, the camouflaging. That is an adaptation that animal has to avoid being eaten. Tasting bad. That is an adaptation that the animal has. The armor. That is an adaptation that the animal has. Now, just running or biting or kicking, those aren't adaptations. The lizard who loses its tail and grows a new one, that's an adaptation. That's something that is special to that specific animal that helps it to survive. All right, page 14 and 15. Some predators are also scavengers, animals that eat the bodies of dead animals. So what's a scavenger? A scavenger is an animal that eats the bodies of dead animals. So it's an animal that eats dead stuff. Even though most animals don't like to eat other dead things, scavengers do. The spotted hyena of Africa is both a predator and a scavenger. Usually, a hyena starts hunting and scavenging alone. Once it makes a kill or finds a dead animal, other hyenas join in the feast. A pack of hyenas is bold enough to chase a cheetah away from an animal it's just killed. Most vultures do not prey on living animals. They are scavengers that only eat the bodies of dead animals. Vultures have special skills and features that make them successful scavengers. They are strong flyers and have amazing eyesight. They can spot a dying animal from very far away. These scavengers are messy eaters, but with no feathers on their heads, they can keep at least that part of their bodies clean while dining. So on page 14, it's a fact. Spotted hyenas are also called laughing hyenas because of their funny howl. It sounds like a person laughing hysterically. And it's a fact on page 15. Dung beetles are not your typical scavengers. Instead of feasting on dead animals, these scavengers eat animal droppings. In fact, 16,000 dung beetles have cleaned up over 3 pounds of elephant dung in just 2 hours. Ugh. Some female dung beetles roll pieces of dung into a ball. They then roll the ball away from the rest of the dung and bury it. The females either eat the dung ball or lay their eggs on it. When their eggs hatch, the young beetles eat the dung. Gross. So from pages 14 and 15, what is a key topic that we should write down on our paper? We don't need anything from page 12 and 13 because that's just going into more detail about the adaptations, which we've already talked about. But we do need something on here about scavengers. So what are scavengers? They're still predators that eat dead animals. So that's what I'm going to add on to mine is scavengers are animals that eat dead. Scavengers are predators that eat dead animals. So now that we have finished reading chapter 1, you should have all your key topics written down. We wrote most of these yesterday. Yours may sound a little bit different, but they should be very similar. So predators who overhunt run out of food. That was like the snowshoe hare and the lynx. Prey's habitat is destroyed. A predator could become endangered. That was the snail, the hawk, and the something else. The bird and the snail apple or something like that. Apple snail. Prey change to avoid being eaten. That's how they can adapt to avoid being eaten. And then this was from today. Scavengers are predators that eat dead animals. That's what we read about today. Now you're going to take these key topics and you're going to formulate them into a summary, which is a paragraph. Now I have written one that you can use as a sample, but if your topics are different than mine, then your summary should sound a little bit different, but it should be similar. All right, so here's my sample summary. Predators and prey have a unique relationship. If predators overhunt their prey, they will run out of food. If humans destroy a prey's habitat, this could cause a predator to become endangered. Some predators are scavengers and eat on the remains of dead animals. Predators do everything possible to eat, and prey do everything possible to not get eaten. So that summarizes all of chapter 1. I got all of my key topics or key points in there, and I made them into a coherent paragraph with complete sentences. Make sure you have done the same.